do coil pots using clay. So if you haven't watched my clay slabbing video, the first technique that I'm going to use is a slabbing technique to create a little circular slab here. So I would recommend watching that video first if you're not sure how to do it, and if you have done that, then make sure you do a little slab and then cut it out to a shape that you want your base to be. So here I've got a range of really beautiful designs of clay coil pots. So one thing that I would say about coil pots is there is a lot of opportunity for you to explore different designs with your pots. So depending on the size of the pots and the size of the coils, you will end up with different thicknesses and widths of vessel. So you can also experiment with different coiling techniques, and you can create spirals and designs like that. So just to illustrate that, here you can see, if you keep the thickness of the length of your coils consistent, you will end up with an even size of coil. If you start off with shorter coils and increase the length of your coils, you will end up with a pot which gets wider at the top. You can create a closed coil pot by starting off with short coils, increasing it to longer coils, and then going back to shorter coils. And you can explore different widths of coils and different lengths of coils to create different shapes of pots. And to talk to you about the different designs, here are some ideas, but I think there are a lot more ideas for you there. So you can actually, do little spirals in the center, or different designs with your coils to create something maybe like this one. So you can see I've got my little spirals, and I've really tried to explore the shape and design of it. So most of these have circular bases, but I would like to just add that they don't have to have a circular base. You can be experimental and you can use any shape of base that you want. But today I'm just going simple. I'm going to go for a circular base. So I'm going to put that to one side, and now I'm going to make some coils. So you're going to take a little bit of clay, and you're going to use your hands to make it into a sausage shape. And once you've got it to about this sort of size, you're going to place it onto the table, and you're going to use the palms of your hands and try and create something that, this is your coil, this is what it looks. Now there is a machine that you can get which makes coils for you, so it's kind of like, I don't know if anyone's used a pasta machine, but you basically push the clay through and even sized coils come through. But we are going to do it by hand, we're going to do it manually. So you need to think about using an even pressure so that your coil is even all the way along. If you put too much pressure on, and if you roll it back and forth, there's a few things that can go wrong with this. Oh no, that's really, really thin, and the rest of the coil is quite thick. So also, you don't want to end up with something that's a little bit squashed, so you don't want to do it like this. So it must be this rolling technique that you use. I'm just going to go and get my tool. So I'm just going to chop that little bit off at the end because we don't want it. And then we are going to start to attach these coils. Now this can take a while, so you've got to be patient. Coil pots do take a while to do. I'm going to get my tool, and I'm going to score the area where the coil is going to make contact with the slab base. And this is going to increase the surface area for the bind. And we're going to use some slip. Slip is clay glue, basically. It's a mixture of water, glue, and clay. And you just add this onto the clay, and then we're going to also score the clay coil. And I'm hoping this goes all the way around. We might need to, if it doesn't go all the way around, we can always make another little coil and fill in any gaps. So I'm just going to go and get my tool, and I'm going to be too long actually. Okay, so I'm going to attach this on like this, and it depends on your design. So you might want to just continue to spiral it up. That is an option, but what I tend to do is I cut off my coil here and I just use my fingers to sort of push these two coils together like that, and then I'm going to make another coil. So I'll make 2 more coils. To the side. Do my hands first because I think that's a bit easier. Clay's very messy, but it's good fun. That's probably enough for 2 coils actually. Let's see if I can extend it out. What I'm thinking of here is I want to try and make these coils even. So, you know, think about the size of your first coil as well. You might want to make a range of coils and then start attaching them to your pot. So, think about your process and work in a way that works for you. So again, just going to score the bits that are going to get attached to increase the surface area and make this a stronger bond between the 2 clay pieces. You can see I'm doing this quite roughly. It's not something that we're going to see later. Add your slip, which is the clay glue. It is very slippery. And then you just attach your pieces together and try to bond them at the top. Smooth off any sort of creases and things. You can always go back into this later. So now I've got a coil pot which has 3 different coils on, and I haven't added any extra detail or anything like that, so I could, if I wanted to, add some extra little pieces of clay or spirals of clay, whatever I wanted. And then something that I haven't shown you is that you can also smooth this off. So I have a new tool here. I've got a kidney, and what you can do with the kidney is you can use it to smooth off any coils. So maybe the aesthetic of a slab pot is more appealing to you, but the technique of a coil pot is something that you enjoy doing more. So, you know, this would be a good solution for you. And obviously you can use your fingers as well. You might want to get a little bit of water to smooth it off, but we're just going to smooth it around the sides using the kidney tool. You might want to have some visible coils and some not visible coils. So it just sort of erases those lines. I'm going to be a bit naughty. I'm going to put it into the slip just to give it a bit of moisture. But water works just as well. You don't need to use the slip really. Use your fingers to smooth it off. Definitely need more water. This is like, well, to be fair, you are going to get messy fingers anyway, so there's no harm in putting your finger in the slip, to be fair. If you are afraid of getting messy, clay's not for you. You've got to get your hands dirty with this. So yeah, once I've gone all the way around, it would look something like that instead of that. So there's your difference in aesthetic. Thanks.
If you've made it all the way to the end of my video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, comment below and subscribe to my channel for more. See you next time.